Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wander and Prepare. Today we are going to talk about fixed blade knives. And on the table I have some of my regular use fixed blades and we're going to talk about some of them. So let's dive right in. I think we're going to start with this one. So I actually don't have the sheath to this one because it's kind of permanently attached to my backpack. I tried to get it off so I could show you, but it is on there. I could not get it unclipped. So this is a Mora Knives Companion, and it is the Companion HD heavy duty model. So I don't know how well you can see that, how well the camera picks that up, but that is a pretty thick stock there, and it is a pretty good knife. So as this knife comes, you can tell it is quite heavily used. It comes a standard Scandi grind, and what that means is this whole section right here is the edge. So it is a really good slicer, really good kind of woodworking knife, and just really good for processing wood and things like that. Also really good for like splitting wood because it's so thick and so heavy duty. It does a great job of batoning and things like that. This is also a very, very inexpensive knife. I think all told, I paid less than $30 for this thing. I think it ended up, it was like 27, 28 bucks. So super good value. Also a super good quality knife too. So it is made in Sweden. Obviously it is not an American made knife, but you just can't beat this knife for the price. It is just absolutely fantastic. And I think most people out there that know anything about Mora knife, they're just awesome. I mean, they're just a great knife, especially for the price. So couple reasons why I got this one. I absolutely love Scandi grind knives. And I was really wanting a knife that I could practice with, get used to using a Scandi grind, and honestly learn how to sharpen it. So I'm sure you can see from my awful sharpening job there, I still haven't quite nailed it, and I'm getting there. But it's a work in progress to learn how to sharpen a Scandi grind knife. And which is funny, when I was researching it, they said one of the pros to this is that they're easy to sharpen. Well, I do not find that to be the case. So I also don't know if you can see it, but in the interim, I have got a secondary edge on there. And a lot of people recommend doing that anyway. And I think it just makes the knife a little bit stronger, but a whole lot easier to sharpen. So just one of the best knives out there for the price. And again, this is the Mora Knife Companion HD. So super good knife. This is not a full tang knife, by the way. The tang stops about right there. So if you wanted a Mora knife with a full tang, the Mora Garberg is the knife to look for. So it is also known out there and probably one of the more popular knives by Mora Knife, but you just can't beat them. So I will say the only thing, it feels like it has a bit of a 90-degree spine, but I cannot get this thing to throw sparks worth anything. It says it is a full carbon knife, even says that on the blade there, but I cannot really get it to throw sparks. I have tried to sharpen the top of it and see if I could get a little bit better of a 90-degree angle there, but I just cannot get this thing to throw sparks to save my life. So if you want it to use to help you start a fire or to strike a ferro rod, don't know if this is the one I would choose. But they do make a model called the Companion Mora, or the Companion Spark, or the Mora Spark. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it is specifically made for striking a ferro rod. So that might be a model you want to look into. So this is one of my outdoor knives, and again, the one I kind of keep on the back of my backpack. So I think this is just, again, great knife for the money. I know I've probably said this a few times, but you just really can't beat it. And I mean, if you tear it up, if it breaks, if something goes wrong, you spent less than $30 on it. You just literally go out and get another one. So not that big of a deal. So sticking with the outdoor knife category, the next knife I want to show you is actually a knife that I use for my neck knife. So this is the Tops MSK 2.5. So it is a 2.5 inch blade, three finger handle, which is kind of perfect for a neck knife. I personally don't really like it for a neck knife. I like something that gives me a full 4-finger grip. So I'm probably gonna put a lanyard on there so I kind of get that little extra grip on there. But I'm honestly looking for a knife. I was actually talking to a coworker earlier today, and I really think I want a Schwartz Overland, and I'm kind of torn between the X and the Sport. I think I probably need to go the Sport when it comes to neck knife, but just curious if the Overland X could work as a neck knife. I'm a pretty big guy, so I would love to have just a little bit extra blade and obviously a little bit extra handle, and kind of in between that Overland full size and then the Overland Sport. But this is a great little neck knife. It also is a Scandi grind, not a true Scandi grind. You can see that secondary edge on there if you look really close. But just a super great knife. I can't say anything bad about it. This is just absolute excellent. It's got micarta. Love the feel of the handle. Just a really great knife. But it also has a coated blade, so it also struggles to throw a spark. And nobody ever wants to admit this, but if you're really in a survival situation and you're trying to strike a ferro rod, you can actually use the blade. It obviously would dull your blade in it pretty quickly, but in a pinch, if you needed to start a fire, you could do that. But not a knife that I would use if I was gonna strike a ferro rod or something like that, but a great knife nonetheless. So again, this is the Tops knife, MSK 2.5. This comes 1095 steel, which is a good majority of Tops knives comes in 1095. But Tops is also one of those really great knife companies, has a really good warranty. They just make a ton of knives. If you've ever been to a blade show, like Blade Show Atlanta, if you go to their booth, it literally takes up like 6 or 8 booths, and they just have tons and tons of different models. So if you don't know about Tops knives, check them out. I promise you there's probably a knife out there for you. They got a really good warranty, so really good choice no matter which one you go with. But check those out, Tops knife. Looking at the sheath on this too. So actually I have the little lanyard to put around my neck, so I wear it as a neck knife. But also, this did not come this way. I put this on there, but this is a little bitty mini ferro rod. So again, this one doesn't exactly throw sparks, but it is something that you could do and pull off and have as an emergency, but it's just something I really like to keep on there. Also really want to change this out to a leathery lanyard. I think it would just look a lot nicer, and really would love to have the Viking Spark, I think it is, the one that has the whetstone and the striker on it. So I just think that would be a really cool necklace or lanyard, if you will, to put with a neck knife. I just think that would be a really good idea. So that's my neck knife. This is the one I use outdoors. I, again, love it. It is just a fantastic little knife. Just wish it had a 4-finger grip and it would be absolutely perfect. But hoping to pick up an Overland, either X or Sport sometime soon, and by TJ Schwartz. So just really love that knife. And honestly, the Overland, it is a sheep's foot blade, which I think is probably one of the best blades out there for kind of utilitarian use, food prep, pretty much everything you want a neck knife for. So the next one, I kind of bought this one on a whim. I read like a lot of really good things about it, but one of the things that I did not do enough reading about and realize was just how massive this knife is. So I'm gonna do my best to show this on camera, but I don't know how well you can see the edge of this knife, but it is a 1/4 inch thick. It is massive. It is a tank. And I'm glad I got it, but it is not one that I would necessarily carry or wear on the hip. But talk about an absolutely indestructible knife. I don't think you could tear this thing up. I mean, it would take a lot of work to really do so. So one of the things this thing is obviously going to excel at is batoning wood. So it does have a coated blade. So again, it would struggle to throw sparks as well from a ferro rod. But man, with that coated blade, with as thick as that is, it's almost like a little mini axe or something that you could use to chop with. But just hard pressed to figure out how you could ever destroy this knife. But if you did, Esee has probably one of the best warranties out there. I think they call it a no questions asked warranty. If it fails, if it breaks, they will replace it. Now, on that note, before someone goes out there, buys a knife and tries their best to ruin it, just know that's not what manufacturers put that warranty out there for. So don't buy a knife with the purpose of trying to ruin it just to see if the warranty works. It will, but come on, that's not what they put those warranties out there for. So use it in regular use, and I'm telling you, you would absolutely never, ever mess up a knife like this. So I'm trying to remember what the steel is on this. I'm pretty sure it also is 1095. I did not see where it says on the blade anywhere. But fit and finish, just awesome knife. The micarta on it, just absolutely incredible. The feel of the knife is incredible. And Esee overall, it's a great company. They're usually not all that expensive. I think this one was somewhere around $230, so this particular model was a little expensive. But most Esee knives are quite affordable. They have several that comes out in Magna Cut now, a couple of different steels. But overall, just absolutely fantastic knives. And again, just, I don't know if you can pick up how thick that blade is, but man, that thing is massive and just so heavy, but also feels really cool, really awesome in the hand. So just a super good outdoor knife. The sheath, well, what can you say? The Kydex sheath, it is kind of a taco style, so it's solid on one side, folds together on the other. It is, it's a good sheath. There's nothing wrong with the actual Kydex part of it. I guess my biggest gripe, I don't like this belt clip. It's really heavy duty and probably has to be for a knife this size, but I am not a fan of the belt clip on it. But again, just an absolutely indestructible knife, and honestly one that probably the only purpose I would ever use it for is batoning wood if I would need to do so. But just massive knife, really cool to have in the arsenal. I will say though, honestly, if you're going out to buy an Esee, I probably would not buy the Esee 5 and probably instead buy the Esee 4. It is not as thick and be a lot better slicer for you, and probably just a little bit better knife overall. All right, so next, before I get to this one, I'm gonna leave this one for last because this is probably my favorite knife that I own. Let's talk about a pocket carry knife. So this is the Knafs Lander 4. I picked this one up actually not too long ago, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful blade. This is the Blade Binge exclusive version. They call it the dark mode. And if you can see that handle there, it is just absolutely beautiful. So this knife is actually really unique. So the Lander 4, the sheep's foot, usually comes in S35. This one actually comes in 20 CV. So a little bit different blade steel, which is kind of cool, honestly. Like, it just kind of makes it even more exclusive. I just oiled the thing yesterday. If you can see that coating on the blades, I'm trying to wipe a little bit of that off. But it is just a fantastic knife, a super slicey knife, and man, just all around. So this also is a 3-finger grip, but just the lanyard, the way they did that, the way they put the bead on the lanyard, it feels like a 4-finger knife. And just everyday carry, a fixed blade that if you just want to try a fixed blade to have instead of a pocket knife, I just cannot recommend the Lander 4 more. Like, it is just fantastic for that purpose. Feels good in the hand, and again, sheep's foot blade, just can't really go wrong with that. I just absolutely love it. So one thing I did not love though is the sheath that it comes in. Nothing wrong with it. It is a perfectly good sheath. It is a pancake style sheath, so it's 2 pieces of Kydex pushed together. Not a fan of the belt clip. Like, it is solid, like your belt has to fit through there. So totally, if I was gonna use the Kydex sheath, I would take this off. It does have a little bit of a retention screw right here, which is really helpful to make sure it has a good retention, but it's pretty good. No rattle, but the reason why I don't like it is, one, it makes you kind of have to carry cross draw. I know I can turn this around and I can use it in a different configuration, but like, it's not a deep carry clip when I do that. And this knife just, I mean, it's small, so it just kind of screams to be deep carry. So I actually swapped this one out and I got the leather sheath for it. And man, it just changes the overall carryability of this knife tenfold. Talk about a deep carry pocket clip. So if you're familiar with the Ulti-Clip, this is a very similar version of it. It is not the one that Ulti-Clip that snaps in, but man, the retention on that is just phenomenal. No way that it's going to fall out of the pocket. So it's a great knife. If I have one gripe, if you can see it, it is not going to come loose on you, but it will move around just a little bit. But again, no matter how much I shake it, it's not coming out. But it does rattle just a little bit. But again, it sets deep down in the pocket, and I always kind of push the lanyard this way. So when it is in the pocket, this kind of hangs down instead of hands straight up. But it is also cool, like when this is in the pocket, because it is a deep carry, because the sheath comes so far up, the lanyard does make it really easy to pull out and get the knife, and just fantastic. So you can still, the leather sheath is fairly new, so you can still see it's kind of wearing in just a little bit. But fantastic pocket knife and pocket fixed blade. All right, this next one, honestly, I picked this up at Blade Show Atlanta. I had to actually special order it. I was actually standing in the wrong line at the TCL booth, and I was standing in the Melissa Backwoods line to get her knife. And while that knife is really awesome, wasn't the knife I wanted. I wanted the 007. He only had a very limited number of it on it. And by the time I realized I was in the wrong line and got up there, he had sold out of it. But Tim, being the awesome person that he is, the owner of this company, said, hey, I tell you what, go ahead and email me. I will personally make you one, and I will get it sent out to you. And that's exactly what he did. And I can't be more proud of this thing. This is absolutely favorite knife in my collection. Second favorite knife. So this one's definitely my favorite, and we'll get to that one in a second. But I love TCL. Honestly, man, he is just killing it right now with every single thing that he is putting out. So if you have not heard of TCL knives, go check them out. They are just putting out some fantastic knives, but hands down, for personal protection, you cannot beat the 007. That's what this one is. And all of his Agent series has this handle. Man, it is just a fantastic handle. This one always also comes with a Kydex sheath, and Tim makes some of the best Kydex sheaths out there. So I'm just gonna kind of show you the retention on this thing, and man, when it pops out of there, it pops off. So super good sheath. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it, but this one I particularly want to carry cross draw. So I wanted a leather sheath. Let's talk about that too for a second. So I actually reached out to Tim and asked for a leather sheath, and he sold me this one, and I think this one maybe, does it say? Yeah, this one is a Badger Claw, and I love Badger Claw. I have a few more things from them, but this was not a good sheath for the 007. So this knife is so incredibly sharp, and of course it didn't do it this time, but I don't know if you can see, the first time I put the knife in there, it sliced right through the sheath. The second time I put the knife in there, it sliced through the other side of the sheath. So this sheath is amazing, beautiful, crazy horse leather, but not a good sheath for the TCL 007. So I did a little research, and I came across Delta sheath, and this was originally a sheath that came out when this one first launched. And this one is perfect. It's super thick, fits in there. There is not a chance in the world of that knife poking through, and just amazing knife. I haven't ordered the cross draw straps for it, but they are also super nice, and they're literally only $10. I don't know why I haven't ordered them yet, but I need to get those in so I can start carrying this thing. So absolutely love this knife. All right, last knife I want to talk about is my favorite knife in my collection. And this is my Reiff knife F5. So if you have not heard of Reiff knives, R-E-I-F-F, look them up. Man, they are some of the best knives out there. I just can't describe to you the feel of this knife when it is in the hands. It is just absolutely remarkable. I would honestly consider this an heirloom knife. It is a knife that I will be proud to pass down to my kids one day, and hopefully my kids will pass down to theirs. And it is one of those knives that has a lifetime warranty. This knife, there's nothing that's gonna fail on it. So it is CPM 3V is the steel on it. They just came out with a upgraded version of the F5 that comes in Magna Cut. I am not necessarily a MagnaCut fanboy, although I would love to have that one. I probably prefer 3V steel simply because it is a much stronger steel, and one that, again, is just, it's gonna last forever. It has a little bit better edge retention than MagnaCut 2. Only problem is it's not as corrosion resistant, which I'm okay. I'm a fan of using my knives. I think patina looks great on a knife, so it's one that I'm excited to see what it looks like with age, and really excited what this one will do. This one absolutely has a 90-degree spine on it, and it throws sparks like crazy. But I just cannot recommend Reiff knives enough. It is a fairly expensive knife though. This one is almost $400, so it is upwards of in the 300s. This is the 5-inch version. They make quite a few other versions. They make some 4, some 3-inch knives, and they even make a 6-inch knife, which is just really awesome. It's a really cool knife too, but the 5-inch is probably, in my opinion, the best outdoor knife. So if I'm outside, if I'm camping, if I'm hiking, this is on my hip. So this is the knife that I'm going to carry with me, and it is just absolutely my favorite knife in the world. I have, before I bought this thing, I probably went a little nuts watching videos on this knife. I have seen people put this thing through torture test after torture test after torture test, and it just keeps on going. And it was the 3V version that I saw in every single video. And just an amazingly strong knife. But if you ever get a chance to handle a Reiff knife, pick it up and you will know what a knife is supposed to feel like in the hand. Like, it is just, I mean, just wow. That's all I can say. Like, it's just amazing. It comes with a Kydex sheath as well. And this is the one that it came with. And good knife, no rattle, not gonna fall out on you. Don't like the belt clip. Great Kydex sheath, just absolutely can't say anything negative about it. But come on, if I'm gonna have an heirloom knife, I want an heirloom quality sheath that goes with it too. So I picked up this bad boy. I finally found one in stock and on Reiff's website, and this is specifically for the F5. And this is a crazy horse leather sheath, but just look at that thing. Like, I mean, the knife is beautiful, but it just makes it with this sheath. And then to make this knife even more special, I have my wife actually do a lanyard for me. So I have a, it's called a glow nut on there. Got a little metal bead, and then she tied the rest of the lanyard for me, and it just makes it super easy to get out of the sheath. And man, I just absolutely love my Reiff knife. So if you're looking for an heirloom quality knife, I highly recommend looking at Reiff. They are just remarkable knives, and I can't say enough good things about them. And with that said, this is not a sponsored video. I absolutely, these are my personal knives. Every single one of these was bought with my own money. I have absolutely no affiliates, no sponsors or anything. So this is just my true and raw opinions. But if Reiff come to me and says, hey, I would like for you to be a spokesman, an advocate, whatever you call, I would absolutely take them up on it, because I believe in this company probably more than any other knife company out there. And it's just a fantastic knife. That is not to say anything bad about any other knife company. I love every brand on this table, but man, just fit and finish, I love this knife. So that is my fixed blades and the ones I choose to carry with me. So I would love to know what your opinions are. So I would love for you to put in the comments, what are your favorite fixed blade knives? What are the knives you trust? And what do you carry on a daily basis? What do you carry in the woods with you? What's your go-to knife? What's your knockaround knife? You know, tell me what some of your favorite fixed blades are. I'd love to know. And if there's any fixed blades that you think that I should check out, let me know that in the comment section as well. So appreciate everybody joining in. Like this content, please go ahead and give us a like. And if you'd like to continue to see this content, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you on the channel. It's a crazy world these days. And just want to remind everybody, while we're out wandering and preparing, let's just make sure we do so by faith and not by sight. And that's all I got for you guys. Until next time, thank you.